Two men journey to the bars and restaurants of Scandinavia to find amazing beers, always with the same question.
Hey, what's on tap?
It's time to find out.
All right, welcome to day 7.
Yep.
Ooh, got it right.
Ooh.
You
can follow a calendar.
I can.
It's amazing. Get your little gold star.
Aren't American calendars completely different?
No, you're thinking the Gregorian calendar. That's not how we follow. We go strictly Julian.
Oh, yikes.
What?
You know, the Gregorian calendar is the correct calendar.
Is it?
Julian calendar is the bullshit calendar.
Yeah. Is it?
I got
confused.
I could go on a major tangent about the Gregorian calendar because it's super amazing, but that's for another podcast.
Yep.
The Gregorian calendar is the best thing that ever was invented.
Okay, wait. I'm sorry. On that caveat.
I guess we're going down that tangent.
I have to know. You can't just say something like, I'm not going to talk about it, but it's the best thing ever. Why?
Okay, so Gregorian monks with no access to...
oh, yeah, we talked about this before. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, with no access to computers or anything, needed to figure out how to fix the Julian calendar. So first of all, they figured everything out. So first of all, they added 13 days just to get up to speed. That's fine. Then they realized that we needed a leap day. Once every 4 days, we added...
4 years.
Once every 4 years, we add a day. But that makes it incorrect in the other direction. So every 100 years, you don't add the leap day.
Really?
But that makes it incorrect in the other direction. So every 400 years, you don't remove the leap day that you would have removed every 100 years. So the year 2000, when we had a leap day, that was the most magical leap day ever because it shouldn't have been.
One?
Yes. We should have removed it since it was every 100 years.
And we were there for it. Fuck yeah.
Woo! We were there for it. And most people didn't realize that leap day was so special.
Yeah.
And what I know is that 40 years in the future, those people are fucked.
Probably.
Yeah.
How did the Gregorian monks manage to calculate this so correctly?
Yeah.
They were scientists. They
were probably lambic brewers.
Yeah.
Probably. They should not be honored as theological monks. They should be honored as scientists.
Time Lords.
Maybe.
I'm saying.
Now we can get into the beer.
All right.
With that miracle explained,
the miracle of time.
we have a bottle-shaped package.
It's a bottle-shaped package.
It's a beer inside.
Ho! This is... I know what beer this is. This is the...
Pohjala.
Pohjala and Other Half Hamarik.
Yes.
Baltic Porter.
Ooh.
It's an imperial Baltic Porter with rye malt, Tahitian vanilla beans, and Brazilian coffee. And I happen to know that this is actually very highly rated. This is a rare treat.
I am already salivating here.
Yes.
I know, and it's only 12% ABV, so it's a light beer.
Oh,
That's good.
So yeah, I was super excited about this one when I saw the collaboration between these two great brewers. I thought, man, we got to get our hands on this one.
I think the funny thing is that when you think about Other Half, you instantly think juicy IPAs.
Oh yeah.
No. Their imperial stouts are so good.
I don't think I've ever had an Other Half stout.
I've only had them at festivals, so I've had like one sip of Bliss.
Because that's the way you do festivals?
Yes.
Yep.
One sip of Bliss. That's me. Other Half really know their stouts.
Cool.
Well, and then Pohjala is known for their cellar series and their stouts and their
barrel aged stuff.
Yeah, they're super into the barrel aged stouts and stuff. It smells so good.
I mean, when you had me at, Brazilian coffee and vanilla.
Tahitian vanilla beans.
Exactly. I love the fact that there's still some carbonation on this. It's not just like a flat stout. It you agitate a little bit, and you get these little micro bubbles that just kind of
the head
pop
is
up on
so beautiful.
Just pop up on the sides, and
Thank
there's
you.
some great lacing. You don't like to brag.
Yeah.
You're really enjoying yourself on that one, aren't you?
Yeah.
I am quite pleased.
All right. Well, cheers, guys.
It does smell amazing. So
does.
sweet.
Wow.
There's not that much vanilla on it.
There's a lot of coffee.
It's enough to like balance out the coffee.
Yeah. I think because the coffee in this is pretty rich.
Oh yeah.
I mean the aftertaste is like a rich espresso-y kind of coffee flavor to it.
The aftertaste is...
But now the vanilla is coming in a little bit.
For me, it's booze.
Really?
I don't say... some people say booziness as something really bad. In an aftertaste, booziness is like when you've had a really good whiskey. That taste lingers at the back of your... Like, it's like the fumes of whiskey.
Yeah.
That's what I'm feeling in this aftertaste.
Well, I mean, and booziness can be a double-edged sword. In the way you describe it, it's what you're looking for.
Yes.
I think you kind of get that quite often in a lot of Founders barrel-aged stuff. Where
Yes.
you get a booziness to it, but it's not like, booze!
No, but those are particularly bourbon booziness.
Yeah.
This could easily have been whiskey booziness or even vodka booziness in the good way.
Yeah.
When
It's a good quality vodka.
Clean, good quality, yeah. It's like the fumes of something with high quality.
I think the coffee addition to this is amazing.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of...
It's hard to go wrong with Brazilian coffee as well.
Really, especially I think in a beer. I think that the chocolatiness of a Brazilian coffee really blends well with the hard roasted malts of a Baltic porter. And what's so nice is like I think you kind of think stout at first, but it's just so light and refreshing.
It's a heavy body,
yeah, and so easy to drink that I think they've really nailed something here that is quite interesting and pleasant.
So are Pohjala Estonian?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good. Then I remember correctly. It doesn't say on the label, actually.
What's the on a side note? What's the brewery that's Finnish but they brew all their stuff? Sorry. Yeah. I like them a lot.
Yes, they're great.
They do really good
So
stuff.
that's why their tap room is in Helsinki.
Yeah.
Because they're Finnish brewers who brew in Estonia to get
Yeah.
around evil tax rules and bureaucracy. Now, Pohjala have really managed to make a name for themselves in Europe.
Yeah.
Participating in festivals, just flooding the market with high quality stuff consistently.
Like I know that in the past few months we've had quite a few stout releases from them.
Yes.
And they've been exceptionally good.
Yes. There was one beer, Trinity in Black, with Pohjala
that
and
was
two
so
other
good.
breweries. Woof! That was a ringer. That was good.
What was the one with the Great White Shark on the label? That was a double IPA, right? I think that's the one that started like the Pohjala hype in Sweden at least.
The one with like the shark and it was like a bloody foot and they had the sticker on the front of it?
No, that was a different brewery.
Okay.
No, this had just like a photo of a great white shark on it.
Oh, okay.
Breaching out of water or something.
All right.
Like
Well, I don't remember. Like, it just kind of seems like they just appeared one day, and it feels like they've just been there forever at this point. Yeah. But I mean, they can't be more than just a few years old. Maybe 3 to 5 years old.
Uzmailm.
Oh yeah. I remember that one. Yeah. Because it is like because they've kind of moved away from that photo imagery, and now they've gotten more suggestive.
When you pulled the bottle out, I was like, oh, it's a 2L beer.
Yeah, it is kind of like a little label. Because it is just kind of a gradient from like a black to orange.
That's actually true.
Across, so it feels kind of.
So the one with the great white shark on it was a session IPA.
Okay.
And I remember that got really good reviews in Sweden at least. For me, that's what like brought out the name Pohjala for me at least. But then after that, it's been the Imperial Stouts and the barrel aged stuff.
Yeah, their Solar Series has really been their selling point. And I would say they've come up with some good IPAs and double IPAs and in the Swedish market as well. So we've had a very good cross-section of their offerings over the past few months.
This is a good Christmas beer, not because it would fit with a Christmas table, but it would fit perfectly with it will... now we drank it. I actually have a bottle at home.
Oh, do you?
So this will, when we actually reach Christmas Eve, this will fit so perfectly to the mellow hanging out after you've had all the rich food, just sipping in like a cognac snifter or something.
Yeah.
Sipping this beer with. In my case, I might share it with. I will probably share it with my family and just.
Screw them. Keep it for yourself.
Yes.
They don't deserve it.
No.
What have they done for you this year?
Just drink
nothing.
it all.
Nah, they've been good. But you get the idea I'm looking for.
Yeah.
That's the
It's
kind
like
of beer
when you're
this
really
is.
like stuffed and you're just like tired.
Yes.
You've been socializing for
because,
fucking 3 hours.
You want to be 4 people sharing this beer, just sipping it for.
in silence.
Oh, that would be so good. Oh. Silent night, quiet night. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that is the beauty of this because it doesn't feel really thick and heavy. That it is like high ABV, so much flavor, so much richness, but the mouthful itself is still pretty light. So it does feel like something that you could really sip on over time and quite enjoy. And I think, as it would warm up and let some of the alcohol vapors kind of vent off of it, it would really kind of settle into a nice, a very, very wonderful place.
Yep.
Well, good. I'm glad I was able to get to this beer before you could open it. Because you try so many things. And if I buy too many things too early in the year, I was like, well, Martin's going to have had half of these things. So I had to really choose my...
But when we planned this Christmas calendar, there was no rule that it had to be unrated. Otherwise, I could never bring the Cantillon that we had earlier.
No, and that wasn't the rule. That was my personal rule.
Yes.
Because I wanted to find things that people hadn't tried before. Because I wanted it to be new and surprising and...
Fair enough,
and
but I'm going to give this a good rating.
Well, of
So
course.
in the future, if anyone wants to open a bottle of this with me, I'll be happy. I'll be stoked because I like it.
I'm not saying that if you had tried it before, it was automatically excluded.
Okay.
Because after a certain point, I'd gotten everything, and I was just like, well, if you tried it, then whatever. But I did, my goal was to try to find beers that no one had checked in, so it was kind of completely different and...
Fair enough. I get it.
I think it's cool how we had a couple of we all had the same goal with choosing our beers, but we had a slightly different approach.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. So I think that's a really cool input.
But we all wanted to treat
Oh fuck yeah.
the other guys.
Oh, yeah.
Because we want to drink good stuff for ourselves, right?
We do. We really just want to.
So with this beer, I'm between 2 ratings.
Okay.
I'm between a 4.5 and maybe a 4.25.
Yeah.
It's in that kind of 4.35 range
Yes.
where it's like...
Doesn't exist.
I know it doesn't exist. It's better than 4.25, but it's not quite hitting that 4.5. It's like a weak 4.5.
Yeah, but I do want to berate myself because I find myself always going for looking at the label and then rating it accordingly. So as soon as I know that there's vanilla beans in this, I'm not feeling the vanilla that strongly.
Yeah.
Why would I then rate it less? It's still good. If they had written vanilla beans, I would have given it a higher rating, I think.
But I mean, that is part of the packaging. The packaging says...
Vanilla.
Rye malt, Tahitian vanilla, and Brazilian coffee.
Yeah.
If you don't get those qualities, then the beer isn't what's advertised. And the basic fundamentals of this is this the beer that's advertised? Because we've had this discussion in the past where we've had beers and we're kind of like, this is a really good beer. This label does a huge disservice to this beer because it is not the packaging that's selling me. The beer that was promised is not the beer I'm getting.
Yeah.
So sometimes I think the labeling can really hurt a beer because you're like, oh, this should have mango and pineapple and orange, and you get it and you're kind of like, well, this beer is still amazing, but I don't get any mango, and I get other flavors. I'll get pine tar and something they completely missed the labeling on what they're trying to produce.
Yeah. I'll land on a 4.25, but it's really strong.
Yeah, I think I'm also right there.
4.25 plus.
Yes.
It is a 4.25 plus because I do get the vanilla, I do get the coffee. I think the vanilla comes in really strong in the upfront, but I think in the aftertaste it's just this rich coffee roasted malt flavor. So I'm 4.25 plus as well.
I'm gonna go 4.25.
Excellent choice.
So we agree that it's great.
Yeah.
We do, and we've kind of been hitting a consensus here pretty regularly. So it'll be interesting to see what day 8 brings us.
It's going to be an exciting time.
It will be. for sure. So until next time, day 8.
This podcast is part of the Pod Syndicate family. For more criminally compelling shows, articles, and conversations, head to wearepodsyndicate.com.